Hello. We are going to be getting in with some Broken Sword Shadow of the Knights Templar, and I don't know why we'll do that. We're going to play some Broken Sword. Here we go. Let's just turn the music down a little bit. Here we go. Let's go. Party.
City of love, romance, and dreams. So they say. I used to say it too. But ever since that day of the murder, I've always associated my beloved Paris with death. I was at home having a bath when my editor called.
Nicole.
Nicole, get your
Collard.
ass over to the Palais
That's her
Royal
name.
now. You got an interview with Pierre Carchon. Yes, the Pierre Carchon. No photos, so leave your gear at home. He asked for you personally. Don't ask me why. Anyhow, this could be big, so if he makes a pass, don't forget. Just smile, say yes, and keep taking notes.
So charming and so very apt. Pierre Carchon was a media king, a national hero, and one of the most infamous adulterers in Europe. He and his wife Imelda were just one step down from royalty. Whoa, I
Okey-dokey.
hate mimes, but unless you humor them, they don't go away.
He's a bit creepy.
Here I was, the palace of the media king and the ice cream. I pressed the doorbell and set in motion a chain of events which would change my life forever.
Yes? What is it?
Madame, my name is Nicole Collard. I'm here to see Monsieur Carchon.
Come up, we're on the first floor.
Madame Carchon, it's a pleasure to meet you.
Yes, I'm sure.
The Ice Queen was certainly living up to her reputation.
Okie dokie.
Will you be staying for the interview?
Mademoiselle, I know little of my husband's business affairs, and I care even less. I certainly have no intention of watching him pore over yet another pretty little journalist.
Pretty. You're too kind, madame.
Pretty sure she was being a bit cocky.
The talented and very beautiful Mademoiselle Collard. Such a pleasure to meet you at last.
Monsieur Carchon, I am honored.
Oh, I'm sure you are.
Call me Pierre, please.
He's funny.
But I do not flatter you idly. I was a friend of your father. He was a great man.
My father, he never mentioned.
He and I were very close. And then his death. So tragic. I must... Imelda, your damned cat's in my study again. Another Ming vase, I suppose. Excuse me for one moment, my dear girl.
You journalists are getting younger each year.
Perhaps it's the rest of the world getting older, madame. That was no cat.
God,
Monsieur Carchon!
Oh, we got punched by mime.
He's dead. I must call the police. You'd better stay here.
There was a man. It was the mime. Do you think he...
Well, I believe we can rule out suicide, don't you?
No wonder they called her the Ice Queen. She would have been top of my list of suspects if I hadn't seen the attacker myself. And if I hadn't come across a couple of murders just like this already. One of the most important men in Europe murdered.
Murdered.
And here was I, Nico Coulard, alone at the scene of the crime. Should I wait for the cops? Or
She's
start my own
staring into my
investigation?
soul right now.
It was a no-brainer.
Thank you. Move the mouse pointer around the screen to discover areas of interest, which will be indicated by an animating blue circle when the pointer passes over an object with which can interact. It will change to an animating icon reflecting the available action. Press the left mouse button to perform that action. A briefcase icon to open your inventory, diary icon to access the diary, question mark to get puzzle hints and interface help, spanner icon to save and restore a game and adjust settings. These icons can be found on the lower section right here.
The bookcase was filled with obscure first editions. A small round piece of glass had been cut out of the pane. This was a professional job. I didn't want to cut myself and leave blood on the glass. Call me old-fashioned, but I like to keep my DNA to myself.
Fair enough.
The killer must have used a ladder to reach the window. He was long gone. Guess he folded that ladder up, popped it in his pocket and took it with him.
Who's fitting a ladder in their pocket? Just...
Mimes and guns don't usually go together, but I had an idea that this was no ordinary mime. I'd come across this murderer before, and written about him. The costume killer, at least that's what I'd called him. It was one of my hair clips. My favorite, in fact. It must have fallen when I was knocked down. Some people hate searching corpses for clues. Me, I'm okay with it. Reminds me of an old boyfriend. Carchon had been shot. In his pocket, I found a ticket stamped Bateau de la Conciergerie. Taking the ticket meant I'd tampered with the evidence. There was no going back now.
Okay.
A bust of Pierre Carchon, humble servant of La France.
Oh dear.
Pierre Carchon again. His eyes seemed to follow me around the room.
I hate that when things follow you.
The police could turn up at any minute. Somewhere there were clues to the murder, and I needed to find them. I reckoned that cloth might just turn out to be useful. Even my fingernail wouldn't fit into such a small hole. It was a tube of acrylic paint. French ultramarine. Just the color I was after for my bathroom.
I'm sorry, I have to go. Someone is...
Young lady, what are you doing? Oh, this paint. It's my favorite color.
For God's sake, keep the damn stuff.
Imelda had talent, but I certainly wasn't going to tell her that. A magnificent antique table. are just so damn good at this stuff. Instead of comforting Imelda, I was ransacking her flat. Why? Because there was something going on here, and I had to get answers before the cops arrived. And hey, she'd been rude to me, so she had it coming.
What did we just pick up?
A key. Maybe a safe key. The door was locked.
It was locked.
It contained rows of titles I didn't recognize.
Where is the safe?
The killer must have used a ladder to reach the window.
Oh, was that it?
I thought of leaving, but was sure there was more to find.
Okie dokie, what am I missing?
Excuse me, madame.
Yes?
Why would a mime want to kill your husband?
Pierre had plenty of enemies. Half the husbands in Paris for a start.
I am so sorry for your loss, madame.
No, you're not. You're a journalist. Journalists don't feel sorry.
Not true.
We shall see.
Am I? Bear with me. Sorry about that.
You're upset, madame. Please take this.
That is the lace cloth from the table. What can you be thinking?
Alright.
Why did your husband send for me? What did he want to discuss?
I have no idea. His business was his business.
He never told you anything.
No, and frankly, I preferred it that way.
How did your husband know my father?
I have no idea.
You didn't know him? Thierry Collard?
Pierre knew a lot of people I didn't know, most of them women. This is quite a scoop for you. I suppose you're already inventing the headlines.
Just because I am a journalist.
Don't patronize me. You're all cut from the same cloth. Do you have any moral sense at all?
Rude.
Yes, that's why I do this job.
You do it to see your name in print.
As if my editor gets the byline, I just do the work.
Well, don't expect my sympathy.
The police will be here soon, madame. Is there anybody you would like me to contact? Family, friends?
No, I have no family. Pierre and I were... He was all I had, really. Not much, was it? The dutiful wife. That was my role. He never talked, never let me in.
I know one thing, madame.
What?
If you want to find out who killed your husband, Then you let me do the job, not the police.
Why? How do I know I can trust you?
Because I
Your
am
husband invited
nice.
me here today because he needed me. I think he knew somebody wanted to kill him, and he knew I could help.
I doubt it was your database he was after.
You're wrong. I was onto his killers already. I am sure of it. Please, you owe it to him.
I don't know.
All I need is a few more minutes to look around before the police come.
You really do have a moral sense, don't you? I trust so few people. And perhaps Pierre really did think that you could help. Of course it wouldn't have stopped him seducing you too. Here, take this. It's the key to the drawing room next to the library at the end of the hall. It was Pierre's room. I rarely went in there. I couldn't. I was too scared of what I might find.
Okay, thanks for the key.
Thank you.
Thank you for the key.
Now we were getting somewhere.
The painting showed the Cachons together. Or did I read that in a fortune cookie? There was the very faintest of clicks. I didn't need the lights on. It was light enough already.
Okie dokie. We don't need no lights.
As expected, the desk was yet another priceless antique. Yawn. The blotter and in tray had clearly been placed with mathematical precision.
My heart skipped a beat. It was a carved elephant.
But not just any carved elephant. It had been made by my father. I knew for certain because in my apartment I had its exact twin, carved into a box he had made.
So Cauchon had known my father.
They really must have been friends.
Aww.
I decided to take the carved elephant. It clearly meant nothing to Imelda. I didn't need a sheet of blotting paper. Not while it was blank. I didn't want to take the tray, but I knew that I could use it. No.
Yes.
Locked. Not surprising, really. Behind the picture was a safe. In the safe was some kind of artifact. There were strange symbols on its surface. It looked like the printer's blocks I'd made at art school. If there was one thing I'd learned about symbols, they are always important. But these symbols scratched into stone were impossible to read. I needed to find a way of printing them. At least the stone was round. But what could I use for ink? And what could I print on? Sure, I was stealing, but I knew Imelda didn't know about the artifact, and Cauchon was past caring.
I know what we can use. That is very blue.
I'd spread blue paint over the bottom of the tray. It was ruined. I was a very bad girl, but also quite a clever one. I rolled the artifact in the paint until it was completely coated. Genius. The roller and the paint worked just as I planned. But what did it say? It was some kind of coded message. It read, subjudice. I may not have learned a lot as a journalist, but that was a term I knew well. It means a legal case that is before the courts. Below it was a sequence of letters that made no sense. I suddenly realized there was a connection between the boat ticket and the coded message. The boat ticket was stamped Bateau de la Conciergerie. The conciergerie on the Ile de la Cité, by the river, housed the ancient law courts. So, subjudice could in this case mean literally under the law courts, below the conciergerie. I was pretty sure I'd found all I could here. And besides, all this opulence was making me pine for my regular life of poverty. This was a huge story. It was also one heck of a puzzle with a lot of pieces missing. But I was going to crack it. And if I could just remember the name of that fancy prize you get for being an ace journalist, I was definitely going to win it this time.
Okie dokie.
This wasn't the time for me to lie on this sofa doing my Marie Antoinette impression. Though it is very popular at parties, especially with gay guys. Don't ask me why. I couldn't leave without saying goodbye to Imelda.
I don't think you should leave. You witnessed a murder.
Did you find anything useful?
This carving. Do you know anything about it?
It was Pierre's. What does the statue have to do with...
Please, I need to know.
He was given it by a friend. Something to do with Africa.
He never explained any more.
No. But I think it was important to him. Always on display. Why?
It was carved by my father.
Oh, I see. I didn't know.
Imelda, I will do everything I can to find the killer.
Thank you, my dear.
And if the police ask,
Don't worry. You were never here.
subjudice was the key. I was going to have to find a way under the conciergerie. I decided to head straight for the quayside on the Ile de la Cité. If there was a way of getting under the conciergerie, it would have to be from there.
Okie dokie. 1 hour later.
Canchon wasn't the type for messing about on the river. He was up to something down here. Something that got him killed. The fence wouldn't move. This fence wouldn't move either.
Probably not.
I tried pushing the fence, but it wouldn't move. A strange pair of locks stopped the latches from releasing the gate.
Release the Kraken. Oh, they can get down. Okay, that's helpful. Kind of. So, let's do this a minute. Do this. I need to I messed it up completely. I know what I need to do. think. No. I need to go like that. And then this needs to come all the way. Let's refresh. Oh, it does restart it. Good. This could take a minute. So you need to go up. This is going to take a while. Let's have a look at the other one real quick. It's even more complicated. God dang it. So this goes across, this goes down, this goes down. I really need to get those up. But how? This one. This goes like that, like that. Down, down, across. This goes up, up. And then across, across, down, across, go up, you can go across. Oh, my brain. I don't know. So, just go nice and slow. If we go down, across, can't really go across. So these need to go up. They need to go down. They both need to go down. Like that. Up, across, down. Across, down, down. Oh, we're so close, but yet so far. That needs to go up, and that needs to go down, 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 across, up, across, down, across, up.
Yes. One down.
That's one.
One to go.
Patience is all we need is patience. So for this one, all we need is for this one to be down here. So they can go across temporarily. That needs to go, they actually need to go up. But how do we? I need to get these two up. They can go up once it's moved, but they need to go. They need to go up first. Oh, we did it.
Nothing like a good convent education for honing your lockpicking skills.
We done it.
The cross looked familiar. I'd seen it before. It was embroidered on the lace cloth I'd picked up at Carchon's apartment. I knew I was on the right track. I wasn't leaving yet. I had a hunch there was more to find. For a room full of junk, that was one very sophisticated lock system. This place was definitely fishy, in more ways than one.
Okie dokie.
Oops. An old shell case. I wondered what that was doing there. The brass case was smooth and perfectly round. The words Sinister and Dexter were carved on either side. Now any good convent girl like me knows the old Roman for left, right. But what did it mean here? Mystery solved. Carchon's stone cylinder slotted into the hole with a satisfying click. A satisfying click told me I turned it to the right position. It felt like tumblers in a safe. Another click. Another step closer. I made a mistake. The lock reset.
Oh.
A satisfying... Another click. Oh no! I had to start again. Another click.
Right.
Another.
Right. Left.
Oh no!
Oh, I got it
I
wrong.
had to start again.
I don't understand.
As
Right.
and
Right. Right. Left. Right. Oh,
I
did it.
love the sound of locks clicking open.
You done it.
Oh my god! The slab came down with a hell of a force. With nothing to hold it up, the cross dropped back down again.
Oh, Jesus. No. Is this? No.
The panel wouldn't move.
Wait, you can look at the map.
Ut lex vel ut next sumito. To the law or unto death, submit. I guess these people didn't believe in liberté, égalité, or fraternity. Yes, I'll admit it. I was a swot at school. I also wore lipstick and the nuns never knew.
So that's the only thing we can interact with in here.
Moving a skiff would only damage it more.
Good.
I really didn't want to pull the fence back up and risk trapping myself in this place. I removed the
So
lifting the cross closed the entrance door and also opened some kind of stone panel. Ingenious. If I was going to get a closer look at the panel, I'd have to find a way of keeping the cross up. This wouldn't hold the cross up. But I was on the right track. I needed to use something sturdier.
we use this.
This wouldn't hold the cross up. I need
Something sturdier. Oh. The cylinder.
the stone cross was propped up. Now I was getting somewhere. I touched the slot. Nothing bad happened, which was good. I've always been attached to my fingers. This slot was designed for something specific. But what?
An elephant.
Shame. The shell case was too wide.
This key. I have nothing then.
took the stone cylinder.
We are missing something, but I don't know what.
The cross looked... Moving the skiff...
Hey Taylor, welcome. How are you? How are you doing? See, I wonder if... that goes in there.
The artifact slotted into the hole perfectly. Behind the old walls, I could hear some kind of mechanism groaning into life, but whatever had been triggered had now jammed. The gap was too thin for me to get a grip. I needed something thin enough to prise the door open.
Okie dokie.
I was going to need something a lot stronger than a hair clip to free the door.
The key. No.
The gap was too thin for me to get a grip. I needed something thin enough to prise the door open. I removed the shell case. The cross didn't drop back down. Some kind of mechanism was holding it up.
Please work.
The gap was too narrow. I needed something flatter to work into it.
Like what? She said this didn't work, didn't she?
I was going to need something a lot stronger than a hair clip to free the door.
So... that worked.
The stone slab had flattened one end of the shell case.
Oh, I've got to... do this now. Okay, Taylor.
I removed the Another good use for a shell case. Another secret room. Somebody had something to hide.
Interesting. It's very dark in here.
Wow. Through the darkness, I could see that this was a stateroom. But for what purpose? And how did it tie in with Carchon?
I need some light.
Amazing.
We have light.
I wasn't going to find anything in this old desk. It hadn't been used for years. Inside the drawer, I found a note written in some kind of code. It was pretty clear from the lack of dust that someone had been working very recently at this desk. Oh my god! The sheet was a printout with my personal information. Everything from my favorite food to my waist size. They were right about chocolate. But come on, guys, I'm a size 10. There was even a picture of me, taken with a telephoto lens. Carchon wouldn't have taken these pictures himself. This was big and organized. I was part of it, and people were getting murdered. This was the article I'd written about the costume killer. My suspicions were right. Carchon had cut it out. 2 businessmen had been killed. One in Italy, one in Japan. In each case, the killer had worn a costume. A penguin, and then a snowman. But that wasn't the only link between the 2 murders. Both the victims had been big media do-gooders, and I proved they were just the opposite. So, how did they fit in with Carchon? The dregs at the bottom of the mug hadn't dried out or gone moldy. It wasn't more than a day old. The flags had faded, but their message was still pretty clear. Fascist regalia, a message of hate. A door like that always has something important behind it. I had to find a way to unlock it. That wasn't going to help. The slab was too heavy for me to lift. That wasn't going to help. A door like that always has something important behind it. I had to find a way to unlock it. Damn, don't you just hate it when that happens? A photo, long lost, had fallen down the back of the drawer. It was very old, but there was no mistaking the guy in the foreground. Carchon. Behind him were soldiers, a burning village, and a corpse. The photograph was cropped on the right-hand side. Somebody else in the picture obviously didn't want to be in it anymore. I wasn't surprised. This was Africa in the 60s. An uprising was being brutally suppressed. And here was Mr. Media himself, Carchon, doing the suppressing. The photograph was not just powerful evidence. It was also my ticket to one explosive story.
Okie dokie.
The drawer had come out easily enough, but wouldn't fit back into place.
Oh. Note has been written using a substitution cipher. This means that a different symbol has been used to represent each letter of the alphabet. To crack the code, you must correctly match all the symbols to their corresponding letters. Highlight a symbol, then highlight the corresponding letter. Let's say click the go back button to step back, or you can reset the whole puzzle by clicking on the reset. So E this is going to take a while. So first one is E. I don't know if that's right. That's definitely not right. I don't know if they're wrong or right. Oh look, report to. See. Then that one. Then L. Yeah, something report to follow. Full? I can't be full. Full. But is that an S? What's that one? That one is two. Be a G. G. And then that would be an N. Be a full report to follow, but something is too urgent to wait. Oh no. And something bot. Both dead. Both dead. Both an H. This is not a blah 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 blah. Indeed, it seems. Indeed, it seems that all of us who see something together in something are in danger. Take great care take great care be a kiss. Would that be a Y? No, I didn't put a Y, I put a J. Yamada. Maybe this one's in July.
I had decrypted the note. It read,
Okay.
Pierre, full report to follow. But this is too urgent to wait. Arno and Yamada both dead. This is not a coincidence. Indeed, it seems that all of us who came together in July are in danger. Take great care. X. I wasn't the only one to make the connection between the costume killer murders. I'd been right all along. That was why he had asked to meet me. But what did I know that he didn't? I had enough for a story. An amazing story that was going to make my reputation and blow Conchance to pieces. I needed to get home fast and start typing.
Nicole's apartment.
Bonsoir, Collard.
Nico, it's Ronnie.
Hey, Ronnie, you cracked open the champagne yet?
Are you crazy?
What's wrong? Wait a minute. You didn't print it, did you?
Of course I didn't print.
That's the best piece I've written.
The last, as far as I'm concerned.
It's important.
It's suicidal. You can't destroy a national hero.
He deserved it.
His corpse isn't even cold.
Ronnie, 2 hours ago I told you what I'd found. You loved it. You begged me to write it up immediately.
2 hours is a long time in newspapers, Nico.
Someone's got to you, haven't they?
Listen up, Nicole, and listen good. Pierre Carchon had a lot of friends, powerful friends. For your own sake,
Forget what happened.
you got it. End of conversation. Good night.
This should have been my big break.
Aw.
I knew there was nowhere else to sell the story. If Ronnie wouldn't print it, nobody would.
Poor Nicole. Nicole got lud.
Bonsoir, Collard.
Mademoiselle Collard, my name is Plantard. I need to talk to you about your story. Your Pierre Carchon story.
How did you know about that?
There are people out there, madame, who will be very upset by this story.
Oh, really? Well, it's their lucky day. It's been spiked.
Yes, I know. We must meet.
We must?
I have information relating to your costume killer stories. Tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. Café de la Chandelle Verte, Rue Alain Court. I shall be wearing a grey overcoat. You must talk to no one about this.
You can't tell me what to...
Tomorrow at 8. I'll be waiting.
People complain about newspaper articles all the time, but not usually before they're printed. I was beginning to feel scared. This guy, Plantard, could I trust him? Should
Probably
I
not.
meet him or forget the whole business? I didn't have an answer.
I'd only been in Paris for a week, but
Here
already
he
I'd
is.
fallen in love with the city. My latest discovery was a little cafe, La Chandelle Verte. I was pretty sure the waitress was taking a shine to me. That old Stobart charm, I guess. Little did I know my reverie was about to be so rudely interrupted.
Okay.
As I picked myself up, I was really angry. 1 minute I'm on vacation, the next minute some clown's blown me up. I knew right away what I was gonna do. I was gonna find that clown and bring him to justice. Because justice matters. Justice is up there with liberty, and equality, and, fraternity. After all, that's why I'd studied law, wasn't it? Well, that and the money, of course.
Okie dokie, so that is where we are gonna leave that for tonight, because I am starting to feel very tired. Thank you everyone for joining me. I hope you have an amazing rest of your evening, and I will see you all again soon. Bye.